Welcome to our channel. Today, we're diving into how you can ace your management assistant interview. We'll be walking through some common questions you might encounter and giving you tips on how to answer them like a pro. So, let's get started with our first question about handling multiple tasks under tight deadlines. Can you recall a time when you had to juggle several tasks with looming deadlines? How did you decide which one to tackle first? This question is designed to see how you handle time management and prioritization when you're under pressure. Here are some pointers to help you craft a strong response. Start by describing a specific scenario with tight deadlines. Explain the tasks involved and their urgency. Share how you prioritize the work and any tools or strategies you used. Conclude with the result and any lessons you learned. Now, let's look at an example of how you might answer this.
In my previous role as an administrative assistant, I found myself needing to prepare a client presentation while also organizing a team meeting, both due the next day. I listed all my tasks and assessed their importance, deciding to focus on the presentation first as it was client-facing. I used presentation software to efficiently organize my slides, then completed the meeting agenda. Both tasks were successfully completed on time.
By the way, we're only covering a handful of questions in this video, but I've prepared a free PDF with all 30 top interview questions for Management Assistant. It also includes example answers and tips to help you prepare with confidence. The download link is just below. Can you describe a time when you worked with a team to achieve a goal? What was your role? And how did you contribute? This question checks your teamwork skills and how you collaborate with others to reach a common objective. Consider these tips while preparing your answer. Think of a team project you were involved in. Clearly define your role and responsibilities. Discuss how you communicated and worked with the team. Mention any challenges faced and how you helped solve them. Wrap up with the positive outcome or a lesson learned. Here's an example of how to structure your response.
At my last job, our team organized a company-wide event. I handled the logistics coordination. I scheduled planning meetings and made sure everyone knew their tasks. When we encountered venue issues, I quickly found alternatives. The event went off without a hitch and was well attended.
Tell me about a significant challenge you faced at work and how you handled it. This question aims to assess your problem-solving abilities and how you manage difficult situations. Here are some tips for answering this question effectively. Choose a real challenge that highlights your problem-solving skills. Provide the context and what made the situation challenging. Explain the steps you took to resolve it. Focus on the positive outcome or what you learned from the experience. Keep it relevant to the role of a management assistant. Let's check out an example of a solid answer.
In a previous job, our project was at risk because we were short-staffed. I took initiative by reallocating tasks among the team and communicated with management to adjust deadlines. This proactive approach allowed us to stay on track and successfully complete the project. It taught me the value of teamwork and open communication.
Imagine you have several urgent tasks due at the same time. How do you decide which one to do first? This situational question evaluates your ability to prioritize tasks effectively. Consider these strategies when formulating your response. Assess the impact of each task on the overall project or team. Identify any dependencies that might affect completion. Estimate the time required for each task. Rank tasks based on urgency and importance. Consult with your supervisor if you're unsure about priorities. Here's an example of how you might respond.
I would start by evaluating which task has the most impact if delayed. Next, I would check for dependencies that might affect other tasks. Then I'd prioritize based on urgency and importance, ensuring efficient completion.
What would you do if you were assigned a complex project with unclear instructions? This question tests your ability to seek clarity and manage tasks effectively when instructions aren't clear. Keep these pointers in mind as you prepare your response. Identify the key stakeholders who can provide clarity. Break down the project to understand what is clear. Draft specific questions to seek clarification. Schedule a meeting or send an email to gather more information. Once you have clarity, establish a timeline and next steps. Let's look at a well-structured sample answer.
First, I would identify who the key stakeholders are, then break the project into smaller parts to understand it better. I'd draft specific questions and reach out to the relevant parties for clarity. After gathering the necessary information, I'd create a timeline and outline the next steps.
Before we wrap up, remember you can get all 30 questions, example answers, and step-by-step tips in a handy PDF. Totally free, just grab it below.